Hey, what's up, everybody? I am Nick. Well, we did not get the teaser that some websites and some people promised were coming last night for Halloween Kills on August 14th. But I got something even better for you guys. Alright, it's not better, but it's something, so stick around. Alright guys, so as I said, we did not get any teaser or anything like that last night, which I wasn't expecting, but that doesn't mean we can't still talk about this movie. We got about 14 months to go, so a lot of time to go over this stuff, but if you're anything like me, you just want to keep talking about it because it's exciting, because who knows how many more Halloween sequels we're going to get in our lifetimes. So today what I want to talk about is why this movie has the potential to be the best sequel since Halloween 2 1981, which in my opinion is the best sequel in the franchise. There are some people that might think H4 is the best sequel or Halloween 2018 is the best sequel. But in my opinion, it's H2 from 1981. So let's talk about why this has the potential to be the best sequel since then. So, as always, if you like shit like this, like talking Halloween Kills, if you like talking Halloween, Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday the 13th, all kinds of horror movies, please hit that subscribe button. It really helps out the channel. So let's get right into it. The first point I want to make about why this could be the best sequel is the flashback. Look, when they first announced that they were going to play in the 1978 playground, I'm not going to lie, I was kind of pissed off and worried. I still am a little worried, but I've come around and now I'm excited. Obviously, it's super, super dangerous to go back in that playground, like I said. But the payoff could be absolutely huge because as long as the flashback is meaningful and they don't fuck it up, which would be very easy to fuck up, but if they do it right, it could just transport us back to 1978, which I haven't had that feeling since, I watched the movie. So, as much as it's dangerous, as much as it worries me, we haven't had anything like this in a Halloween film before. So if they get it right, which is a big if, it would just catapult this movie to the top half of all the sequels automatically. So that's the first thing. The next thing is the return of David Gordon Green. Look, continuity in the director's chair is huge, and we have not had that in Halloween films, at least in back-to-back Halloween films. I know Rosenthal directed H2, and he also directed Resurrection. How that happened, I have no idea. But we haven't had back-to-back movies with the same director. So David Gordon Green obviously had a vision for 2018 that he looks like he executed. He's got a vision for these next two movies. So the fact that we can get the same director in that chair directing a sequel to his own movie, I think bodes well for Halloween Kills and ultimately Halloween Ends. Whether you are a fan of his direction or not, I think he's a pretty decent director, and we've certainly had much worse. Dominique Gerard, H5. But David Gordon Green, obviously, like I said, he's a good director. He knows what he's doing. Whether you like him or not, the fact that you have him doing a sequel to his own movie can be nothing but a good thing. So, next point. We got a few more of these. Next point is going to be all the returning characters. Look, they got to be careful that it's not just fan service here, but it's pretty cool that they're having all these characters return from 1978. You got Tommy, you got Lindsay, you got Brackett, you got Nurse Chambers, you got Lonnie Lamb. All of these returning characters, and if Loomis is in the flashback, even better. maybe. But you got all these returning characters. It's the age of nostalgia. They're not going to all have the same screen time. They're not going to all be as important as, the next character. But it's the nostalgia age, and having all these returning characters is a pretty cool thing. So it just kind of, it vaults it ahead of, an H5 or an H4. We got so many goddamn timelines. It's nice to have a little continuity to 1978 again. Next one is the Myers house. Look, the Myers house obviously played a huge role in 1978. It's where Michael killed Judith. It's where Loomis and Brackett were searching him out. It's where Loomis gave the Devil's Eyes monologue. Huge role. They kind of got away from it a little bit in some of the sequels for a variety of reasons. As long as they don't pull an H5 and turn it into a gothic mansion, I'm fine with it. It just has to look close. It can look like H6. As much as H6's Myers house wasn't exactly the same, I could buy it. Resurrection, the outside of that, I thought they did a pretty good job, actually, with how the Myers house looked. So I think the Myers house could actually play a major role in this movie, and it's exciting to see it return because we haven't seen it play a major role in a while now. Next point I want to make is, much like Halloween 2 1981, this takes place on the same night as Halloween 2018, which means we don't have to get into, another 5 years later or 2 years later. What's everyone up to now? How have they been coping with the nights of 2018? We can, boom, get right into the story, and it can create a sense of urgency. So that means that there's going to be a lot going on. It's on the same night. We're going to see an escape somehow, I assume. As, Laurie's yelling, let it burn, maybe then it's going to cut to, Michael killing some firefighters and, escaping somehow. So we basically, what I mean by this is we're going to get right into the damn action, which for a sequel like this is very necessary because there's not going to be a lot of downtime in this sequel. We have a lot of characters, returning characters, like I mentioned. We have to meet all of them still, so the pacing needs to be spot on. And the fact that it takes place on the same night bodes well for that. 2 more points to make. Next one is going to be Haddonfield Memorial is back. Those of you who, like me, love Halloween and love Halloween 2 1981 are very excited about this. Whether it's going to play the same role remains to be seen, but just having it back is awesome to me. It just brings back, like I said, the nostalgia. It brings back my childhood. I hope we get some scenes of Michael stalking the hallways. We'll see. It might play a minor role, but either way, having it back is really cool to me. Obviously, Laurie's going to be taken there at some point. We can all do the math on somewhat how the story's going to go. So I hope it plays a big role. We'll see what happens, but I'm excited that it's back. And my number one reason why I think this could be the best sequel since Halloween 2 in 1981 is the shape. Michael Myers is going to be brutal and badass. Look, I've said before, this movie is titled Halloween Kills. It's not going to be, Michael kills a couple people. He is going to be on a fucking rampage, which, depending on the Michael you like, might not be the best thing. Personally, I would rather have him slowly stalk people like he was stalking Annie and the OG. But I'm a realist. It's 2020. This movie's coming out in 2021. Based on what we saw in 2018, there's going to be a lot of brutal fucking kills in this movie. He's got, his couple fingers blown off. He basically, for all intents and purposes, Laurie defeated him again. So he's going to be pissed off. And there's going to be a lot of brutal kills in this movie, which means we're going to have to stay on our toes, which means, we're going to see probably a lot of carnage candy and shit like that. And I'm excited for it. I think it's going to be awesome. So yeah, that is my number one reason why I think this movie has the potential, remember that key word I said, potential, to be the best sequel since Halloween 2 1981. So let me know where you guys think this sequel could rank. How high do you think it can go? Are you not excited for it? Let me know what your thoughts are. Thanks.